weekend?
Yes.
Yeah.
Today, team, we have a very cool opportunity to walk and talk with SARA SIGMUNDSDOTTIR. She's got a crazy weekend. She's going to be competing at SID. Going to ask her a few questions. It's going to be kind of like a mini walk and talk Q&A. We're just going to have a bit of fun. Jazz has now got Sarah's luggage.
This is the supply of snacks.
Yeah, it's all the food.
Here we go. First thing that comes to your mind right now.
Oh, we were talking about food, so I was just thinking what could be in the bag.
What could be in the bag?
What food is in the bag?
What are you hoping for in the bag?
Have for me. Oh, no, pizza, yeah. All the bars, like chocolate bars.
So everyone knows you love pizza.
Yeah.
Right. I always ask people, do they like pineapple on the pizza?
I love pineapple on pizza.
Yay! Craig is against pineapple.
No way!
Yeah. Can I just go down in your books?
No. It's like, makes the pizza so fresh.
And sweet?
Yeah, and sweet.
Do you have a sweet tooth?
I have such a sweet tooth. But I always have to blend salt with sweet. So if I eat too much chocolate, I have to mix it up with salty popcorn.
Chocolate with salty popcorn?
Yeah, so like if I have, yeah.
How often would you eat that?
Not often anymore.
Oh.
Maybe once a week when I'm not in a competition gear.
Do you listen to Justin Bieber?
No, I do not.
No. What is your go-to track when you're chilling out?
When I'm chilling out, oh, I have this great playlist on Spotify called Oldie Goldie. I was in a hurry when I was writing Oldie. It was supposed to be an E in the end, but it's an R in the end. But it's like I love classic rock. It's my go-to when I'm driving and everything.
Are you one of those people that when you pull up at like a traffic lights and then someone looks left, you're the one that shouts?
Yeah, I'm singing so loud. I'm in my own world. I'm like, oh, can't people hear me? Maybe. Uh-oh.
Speaking of cars, what was your first car?
Nissan Migra, a green Nissan Migra.
Wow. And where am I walking?
We're going here. Sorry.
Are you good with directions? Jazz isn't.
No, I'm not. To be honest, I'm not.
So we may be going the wrong way.
No, I'm good with this direction.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Usually Craig just leaves me stranded at the front.
Yeah.
And he'll wait
And he'll wait
until we
until
get
you,
to a
yeah.
junction and he'll be like, left or right, Jasmine? And I'm like, left? And he's like, no,
Nope,
it's right.
Netflix. Love it?
Yeah, I love it.
What are you watching right now?
I just finished, it's actually not on Netflix, but I'm watching Vikings. I love Vikings, yeah. But Netflix, it's always Friends, that's a go-to.
Nice. Oh, that's cool. What's your favorite movie?
Forrest Gump.
No way.
Yeah. Life is like a box of chocolate. Never know what you're gonna get. Yeah, it's Forrest Gump. And then I love Almost Famous too. Have you seen that one? It's
Almost
a very
Famous?
good film. Yeah.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Well, you need to see it. It's such a good film.
I love The Blind Side.
Oh yeah, that's a great film.
Yep.
Yeah. It's on like maybe top 15 on my list.
What is the best piece of advice you've ever been given?
What's the best?
Piece of advice you've ever been given? Or a quote that you stand by?
A quote, yeah. I would say when I broke my wrist, so I was starting CrossFit and broke my wrist just the first 2 weeks that I did CrossFit. And then like there was a lady that like came up to me and she said like, you have so much potential. Remember, this is just a small wall that you have to climb over. And like if you never give up, you'll go over all the walls. So that's what I always think when something happens. I'm like, it's just a wall. I have to get over it.
Speaking of injury,
Yeah.
you did your rib. Was it your ribs?
Yes, my rib.
Is that better?
Oh, it's way better. Yeah.
What goes through your mind when you get injured? Is it just that?
It's just disappointment. It's like, what could I have done so this wouldn't have happened? So, yeah.
Do you doubt yourself?
Yeah, everybody doubts themselves.
I think if you don't, you're not human.
No, exactly. That's just what I was gonna say.
But how do you deal with that?
You just have to remind yourself of your good qualities. So build the doubt on like logical thinking.
You get stranded on an island with 3 games athletes.
Yeah.
Who would you pick and why?
Just any athletes.
Yep.
Wow, this is so hard. Is it females or guys or?
It can be anyone you want.
Oh, I can't choose. This is such a hard question. Probably be. Wow.
You've thought about this a lot more than a lot of other games athletes.
Really?
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be survival. It can be like, can just be for the laughs.
Oh. If it's for the laughs, then it's definitely Lucas Höberg. He's so funny. Sam Briggs.
Why?
She's such a fighter. Like she would help me survive. Yeah. Then. Wow, this is so hard. One more. I mean, I've trained a lot with Adrian, so probably him also.
Would you be a good survivalist? Do you reckon if you got dropped on a desert island, you'd be like, yeah, I can survive?
Yeah, definitely. You just go into that mode.
Yeah.
There's no other choice.
Climb trees.
Climb trees,
eat fruits.
get coconuts, find a soccer ball and call it Winston. No, Wilson. Isn't that Castaway?
I don't know, I haven't watched it.
You haven't seen Castaway. You know what I'm talking
I
about.
know what film it is.
Yeah.
I feel bad right now. Jazz is just carrying the case. Sorry, Jazz.
Yeah, it's fine.
Do you want me to carry it?
No, you're fine.
You're strong.
Do you get starstruck by people?
Yes, I do. I remember my first ECC when I saw everybody in CrossFit. I was just like, shit, what am I doing here? And then I've probably never been as starstruck as I was in Whole Foods in Nashville when I was living in Cookville. And I was just getting a perfect bar. And Nicole Kidman is next to me. And I was just like, oh, she's been my favorite actress since probably I was 10, since Moulin Rouge came out. And I was just like, I was so starstruck. I just stopped, I couldn't talk or anything. And then I went up to her and I was like, oh, I know you get this a lot. Can I get a photo? And she's like, no.
Really?
And my heart just broke. Yeah. I was like, okay, all right, bye. Yeah, it's just like it hurt. So now when people ask me for a photo, I'm like, I can never say no.
So, like, who do you want to meet? If someone came up to you now and said, I can go and take you to this person and you can meet them and hang out with them for the
They
day.
have to be alive, or
Okay, one alive and one dead.
one alive. Oh, who would I want to meet? I think I would want to meet, like, Jimi Hendrix would be my go-to for the dead person. Like, he's just, I would just want to see how he thinks and everything. And then, for life, probably Serena Williams. Hopefully I meet her one day. Like the girl power.
All right, speaking of other sports. So,
Now you know the answer to that. Who's my favorite sports?
speaking of other sports, do you play any other sports, or would you want to play any other sports once you're done with CrossFit?
Never been that good in sports.
Just good at fitness.
Yeah, just good at fitness. I would wanna be good in like normal sports, but I like all sports. After CrossFit, I'll probably do an Ironman. That's on my goal list.
Wow.
Doing it with me.
Hell no. I don't like anything over about 1K.
Yeah, me neither. That's why I have to do it.
That makes
Challenge.
sense.
Yeah.
Do something that you don't want to do and then
And
it'll be
then
great.
yeah.
What was your favourite moment from the games? You know, like when you've been at the
This year?
games and any year,
Oh, any year.
any time. SARA SIGMUNDSDOTTIR, what is it?
What is it? It's probably the first time that I walked to the tennis court in 2015. After the beach event, we had the sandbag workout. And I remember I had seen it so many times and like watched the game so many times, and it was so unreal that I was there and people were cheering for me and giving me high fives when I was walking down the stairs. Like, I never cry, but it was close there. I was like, okay, stay focused. You have to go into in workout mode now. You can't be emotional.
You don't cry. So have you watched Marley and Me?
No, I can't watch it, then I will cry.
Do you like scary movies?
No,
No, me neither.
I'm still scarred after watching The Ring.
Oh, Jazz, you do a good impression, don't you?
Oh my god.
Do it, Jazz.
I used to scare my friend.
Do it.
I'm not doing it right
Go on,
now.
you got it.
I used to
Sarah
scare my
wants to
friend
sit.
by putting my hair in
Yeah.
front of my face, and I just used to be able to keep like the stillest face, just like
Oh
straight
my gosh.
face. And she used to like nearly cry.
I would die.
I found it really funny, but
Yeah.
she hated it.
It's like I had dark hair, so always when it was wet, like we had a hot tub at home, and when it was wet and I would see like the dark hair like in the water, I'd be like, ah, she's there. So it's still scarring me.
21, 15, 9, 2 movements. What would be your workout?
Ski erg and power cleans.
Nice
Don't know
and,
why I said it, but
Nice and fast.
yeah, it's fast. It's fast and good.
Has anything funny happened to you recently?
Recently,
Okay, what's the funniest thing that's happened to you?
oh, this is hard. Like, I'm the most clumsiest person in the world. I actually don't remember what's the funniest thing, but it's like I do like the clumsiest movements. Like in Waterpalooza, the last workout, I forgot to step over the bar, so I tripped. It's just like these clumsy mistakes that defines me.
What's the funniest thing that's happened at the games?
At the games.
I mean, we had Mumwaileri sat on the toilet next to Tia and couldn't go until Tia left.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, I remember that we were all waiting for him on the rower. I think it was probably the same event at the games, the sandbag event. And we had one sandbag that was different colors and had to go last. And of course, when I started, I was like, oh, I'm gonna finish this one first. So I took it all the way up, and he's like, nope, you have to take it back down. So I took it one step down, and he's like, no, you have to take it all the way down. So I had to bring the bag all the way down again, and it was just like the first games workout, and you already mess it up. But I don't have a good moment like Adrian.
What's your
What?
favourite pizza topping?
Oh, favorite pizza topping.
I'm just going to leave you two to it.
We're just gonna get pizza.
Yeah.
It'll fuel the games for the weekend.
Yeah, true. So I like a lot of cheese, pineapple. It's actually like we had a deep dish pizza in Chicago, and it had barbecue instead of pizza sauce.
Yeah.
And then chicken, pineapple, and it had all these kinds of meats. And then it was just meat and cheese, and I'm good with a little bit of pineapple and olives.
You know, you worked before CrossFit, right?
Yeah.
What was the worst job you've done?
I worked in many different jobs. So my first job ever was I was like a church sitter. Like I would open a church and just be in the church for the whole day.
Nice.
Yeah. And I would be 1 week in a church, and then 1 week in it's like a typical Icelandic house made out of stones, and then it has like a green roof. Do you know what I mean? Like a grass roof.
Yeah.
So we have like this old house in like where I live. So I always had to wear like a wooden wool. Is it like what sheep have? The hair of the sheep?
Oh, wool.
Wool,
yeah.
wool, yeah. So wool shirt and had braids and like, yeah. So I was in control of those two houses, and then
So you were like security?
it was more like when people wanted to come and check out the church or the grass house or whatever we should call it. Like I was there to welcome them in.
Security sounds better.
Yeah, security would be, yeah, that's true. Then I worked in a bakery, and that was the best job because like we had to throw everything away in the end of the day. So always when I was throwing away, I would take a bite of everything
Nice.
to taste it.
That's what I would.
And then I would work at KFC in the evenings.
Wow.
Yeah,
Sarah Sigmundsdottir in KFC.
yeah. I used to have my own like singer twister that I would make. Proud of it. And that's when I biked 2K or something to work. And I was like, oh, now I deserve to eat because I bike to work.
I've earned my being a bird.
Yeah.
When did you know that like CrossFit could be a career or a job, or you could be at the top of it? Was there a moment, or did it just happen?
No.
London City Airport.
I competed accidentally in a CrossFit competition, and from there, and was second there after Catherine. And from there was a guy that owned the box in a town 40 minutes from where I lived. And he's like, hey, come on Wednesday and do this open workout. And I'm like, what is that? He says, just come do it, then you put your score in the system. I'm like, okay, no problem. So the first workout was, it was 2012, and it was the 7-minute AMRAP, the burpees. And I never expected like to be even top 10 in Europe. And I think it was like 4th or something. So I was like, oh, this CrossFit is maybe a little bit fun.
Yep.
And then I just got too excited, and there were snats the next week, and I'd never done a snats before, so I just YouTubed it. And I was like, oh, so it's the bar from the floor to overhead. And I fell with the bar, broke my wrist, so I had to wait a whole year. And in that year, I was so hungry to get better.
Yeah.
And so I never expected to make it to the games so many times. My main goal was just to make it at least one time.
So like now,
Yeah.
how do you deal with the expectation? People look at you and they're like, Sarah Sigmundsdottir, like they almost expect you to be at the games.
Yeah, I think it's just really unreal. Like, I mean, I put in all the work and I do everything that I can to be the best that I am.
And you have a great coach.
And I have a great coach. And so, I mean, if you put in the work, you get the result that you want.
Watch.
Oh, I'm going to walk into a cyclist.
Is this the entrance around this way?
Yes.
Speaking of the cyclist, did you like the bike event?
I did, but maybe I should have learned how to count to 10 first. So they told us that in the 9th round that we would hear cowbells, and that would mean that we have 1 round left. So some Nordic people had, or people from Norway had cowbells for Kristen Holte. So I heard them and I was like, oh, it's the last round. So I went all out. And then when I thought I finished, I was like, where should I go now? And then I see Catherine kept on cycling. I was like, oh, there's 1 more round left and my legs are gone.
And the marathon?
Yeah.
The marathon row, did you love it or did you hate it?
I've always wanted to row a marathon, so I was happy that it was in a competition.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but I had a broken rib at that time, so it was a little bit painful the first 10K, and then it just, yeah.
To finish off, do you have a joke? Everyone has one.
2 tomatoes are walking over a street, and 1 tomato is past the street, and then there's a car that drives over the other tomato, and then the tomato says, come on, you catch up. It's so good.
That's a good one. Jazz, what's your... You've got an elephant one.
Huh? Oh, mine's rubbish though. 2 elephants fell off a cliff. Boom, boom.
Boom, I don't get it. Oh, it's because they...
The noise that they make.
Yeah. I'm like, what do you mean?
There we have it. There's been a walk and talk with Sarah. Jazz carrying a case most of it.
Yeah.
Like a boss.
Yeah.
And I.
Good luck for this weekend.
Yeah, good luck for this. How do you feel ready to rumble?
Yes, so ready.
Yeah.
Excited.
You're gonna fight.
Yeah. Fighting is the best.
I think it'll be good. So we've done strength and depth, the team of 12, is it, that they do?
Oh, yeah.
Every year before they got this sanctioned event.
Yeah, yeah.
And they always run it really well,
Really
don't
well,
they?
yeah.
It's really good.
Is it Ollie that has always been in control of it?
I don't
think so.
know.
Okay, yeah.
I
What
don't
event
know
are you
if
looking
they're
forward to the most? I'm looking forward to watching the bike and clean and jerks.
Oh, that's gonna be terrible. But I like that one, and I also like the run deadlift one. I like all of them. There's no one that I'm like, oh, I don't want to do it. They're all fun.
How was the sand in Waterpalooza, by the way? The sand run, because I did it too, but obviously I
Sand
wasn't on
run.
your level. Yeah, how bad was it?
I actually thought it would be worse. It was good.
Shows you, Craig.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you were giving me a... Yeah, okay.
He snailed you. That's mean.
I haven't done that in a while.
Snail. I've never heard that.
He always does it.
before.
He goes for a fist bump and it's like, snail.
Oh, I'm gonna start doing that now. All the
Hey, I can
tricks.
teach an athlete something.
Yeah.
Not how to train, but the other things.
But the other
Exactly.
things.
Yeah.
The goofy things instead.
Yeah. We need that.
Pineapple on a pizza.
Yeah, pineapple pizza.
Don't forget.